Reece Walsh ready to get us underway for Friday night footy on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Can the Bunnies cause a boil over, or will the Broncos get back on track after the hiccup last week against Parramatta? Brisbane, Penrith, they keep winning as Cobbo to Mam. Mam's over the halfway line, links up with Walsh, back to Mam, and Brisbane coming in the free, score a try from well inside their own half. Reynolds to Walsh. Walsh held up that pass, and it goes to Ricky. Ricky tackled, Walsh a dummy half. Scheming, goes to Reynolds. Reynolds with a gravity kick. Gajewski! Duncan to dummy half, goes to Dodd on the last. He kicks, here come the chasers. Oh, what a take! What a take! Bentley Harper scores the Rabbitohs first of the night. Brilliant! Set restart for Brisbane. Walsh to Staggs. Staggs will score. One play. Ward goes to Gray. Gray to Tass. Isaiah Tass. Here we go. They've got some numbers here, South Sydney. Arrow. Aiken to Duncan. Duncan! Yes!
Really impressed.
Play on here for Brisbane. Cobbo. Here comes Gray, but Cobbo, he's in the corner. Carrigan to Reynolds to Walsh. Oh, good hands. Mariner. They pulled the trigger all right, Billy. There's a wonderful Brisbane try to Dean Mariner. Set restart here for Brisbane. It was off a Rabbitoh. Oh, they're lining up here for the Broncos as Carrigan plays it. Walters to dummy half. Straight and hard. Ben Tolte with a try for Brisbane. That's Ward down low doing well. Now Hetherington to Carrigan. Carrigan to Reynolds. Reynolds to Walsh. Staggs. Mariner. He's already got one this half. He's got a second. Look at the strength here of Tony Staggs. Stays alive. Mariner back himself to the corner. Back to Staggs. Oh, wonderful football. And Tony Staggs gets another. A lot of competitors. Man breaks free. Man will get his second try of the night. He scores and Brisbane hit 50. Now Ward to Dodd with a kick. Ricky picks it up. Now there goes Jordan Ricky over the halfway line. He's got 30 metres to go. Here comes Ward. He's going to make the tackle. Well done, young man.
What a tackle.
Aston Ward. Man will play it. Carrigan goes to Reynolds. Reynolds intercepts. Here we go. Bentley Harper. Here come the chase. Tony Staggs coming across. Staggs makes the tackle. Is there three of him?
What's just happened?
Forgetting the scoreboard. How good is this for entertainment? Now it's Fletcher on debut. 6 more tackles. Isaiah Tass gets it out to Hubner. And Hubner scores for the Rabbitohs. What about the last 2 minutes of play? Here's a chip over the top. Walsh wanting a bounce. He's got a bounce. Throws it out to Mam. Mam's on a hat trick. Mam will be tackled. 2 tackles. Last play now.
Oh, they're on right and left.
Carrigan. Walsh will score.
Was that a dummy half pass or were they playing captain ball?
They've scored 10 tries to defeat the Rabbitohs. 60 points to 14 here at Suncorp.
Be happy with the second half. Obviously, did a lot of that groundwork in the first half, and then it opened up a lot for them.
Yeah, you earn the right, I suppose, to be able to do things throughout a game, and I was really pleased with what the players did in the first half. It was a fair tussle there. It was end to end, and it was something there that we spoke about from last week, where we took a few things out of that and applied that tonight. So that was the pleasing part.
Is it confidence, Brent? Those kind of wins. I mean, you guys have been working very, very hard, and it hasn't been connecting. When you put 60 points on a team, does that, it sort of look as the more went on, you guys started to get more confidence?
It's just about staying in our process and doing what we believe in. I think when you do that, you breed confidence and you pull off those plays. But I thought through the first half we earned the right. We kicked them in the corners, put a lot of work into them. Although it wasn't pretty, it was, it was effective, and we got the results in the back end.
Must be pleased for your wingers match. Marin and Cobbo are both great tonight.
Yeah, they were good off the back of what Ren was just talking about. I mean, the team set themselves up to be able to give themselves opportunities on the edges. And what you were just talking about there, like our game, we've seen signs of that, but to be able to repeat that now and create the opportunities that the boys had throughout that game, that's what you're chasing all the time. And that's the type of game that you need now, going into where we're going. And so we've just got to keep building towards that. And I thought the players took a lot out of what we went through last week to go into this game, because the opportunities probably were all over the place in that second half, but they were thorough, or stayed to the game. And I thought our spine was really good. Hunty was measured, Billy was measured, and got the plays on, and then even Reece out the back, he was played with a bit of tempo, and so that's the differences, I guess, that he's been working out himself. So as much as there's probably a bit of attention around him, he works hard at his game, and I thought tonight he was a real measured sort of performance from him, and showed the flair when it was being able to be applied, so it was good.
Can we ask about pain? What happened? I mean, obviously we spoke to you yesterday, and there was obviously not a lot of mention of pain or Brendan. What's the prognosis with him?
Payno trained and he was going to play today, but unfortunately late yesterday he just had a little nick on his leg, which ended up forming into an infection. So I got a phone call late saying they're a bit concerned about it, and sure enough the concern was right. So the doctors sent him in and got him on a drip in the hospital last night. He came out today and he was keen to play, which was great, but it just wasn't right. So we felt it was the right thing to do, was just sit him out. So he'll be fine. The medication's sorting him out at the moment, so he'll be right.
So you're playing next week,
Yeah.
That must be a huge boost.
Oh, it's good. I mean, it's nice to be able to have the boys perform tonight the way they have without him. And he's just an addition, and unfortunately we'll lose X for a period of time now. He's definitely broken his arm, so we have to work out what that's going to entail, but that could be a 6-weeker.
She's been told I know you talked about it after the post-match. He met you at a carbine lunch, and then he said that's how he met you, and then obviously he couldn't believe it. But what he's brought, like, I know you would expect that of these train trials, but he's another great story at 26, given opportunity 3 games in and really doing something for you off the bench.
Yeah, he's a good human. He's for a bloke at 26 to start the game, and sometimes players turn away from the game at that age, but he's been just so determined, and actually when I met him he was talking about the same thing. So it's amazing how things come back on you in time, as a coach and a player. So that was really pleasing, and then to have him come on, and he's just doing his role and playing his part amongst a bunch of players that have been working hard for each other.
What can you do for Brendan Pettigrew? Like, it sounds like, from what I can gather, it was quite an innocuous thing, but then he got symptoms of his head knock. How do you handle him?
That's just time, and talk to the doctors. That goes into the doctors' hands now, and we've got to look after him. Without a doubt, that's the first thing that you've got to do, like all players. So Brendan will go through the protocols, and the game's got things in good positions now with that. So I think we just roll through those, and when Brendan's right, he's right.
Can I ask you about Melbourne Storm next week? You've got them on Thursday, so you've got a captain's run. I mentioned training on Monday, but to prepare for such a monumental task, what's your week going to look like? Do you have to have another session to fine-tune things on top of those?
Look, we're chasing our game, so whoever we play against, obviously we want to play the way that we practice. Tonight was a great example of that. That the practice has paid off, so we've just got to do exactly the same. So it's just our next game.
What about Wilson? He's been great for the last 6 weeks. His development's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watching X grow has been it's been enjoyable for all of us. But look, it's one of those things. It's the game. So we've got someone like Ben Tulty coming up, and we get Pano back, and he's just the next man, as they say, comes up, and we'll get Exy back at the business end. But he'll work his way through that.
Best night with the bird ever, Ren?
One of them.
Yeah, 10 from 10. It doesn't happen very often.
Nah, there was a lot of them in front. So.
Can I ask you about 2,500 points? It's been a year of milestones, 300 games, and now 2,500. Is that something that you're mindful of, that you're proud of, that you brought up?
I'll be proud of it when it's all done, but for now, it's just another number. I'll focus on getting wins for the team and playing good footy, and off the back of that, something we'll celebrate when it's all said and done.
10 more of those and you'll catch
Joe was good, eh? It'd be nice. We get 10 more of those, but yeah, I don't think so.
Wayne, what did you think of that performance?
Well, I was really waiting for that to happen, to be honest with you. I just had a quick count in the change room. Our spines had 30 NRL games between them. We've been up for a long time. We've been battling every week, and they've been giving everything they've got. And I just knew we were running out of gas, and we lost three players in the last 24 hours. So we're down to 13 first graders not playing tonight. And these guys have just been up for too long. Young players, not experienced at playing NRL, and each week you want them to do their best. And we just hit the wall tonight. And the Broncos were on, and they deserved their victory and played well.
Is that the worst injury crisis you've had in your career?
Oh, absolutely. I haven't gone close to that. I think we had about 8 or 9 at Redcliffe last year at one stage, but we're on 13 today. We didn't have an 18th man tonight. We just, the 18th man pulled out before the game. He had headaches from concussion he had 2 weeks ago, and we'd been cleared past all the tests, but he still wasn't well. So come back on him the last couple of days and hadn't said much to us. And tonight we made a decision before the game not to put him on the bench.
Given that, Wayne, it's pretty great veterans. Like, you had some good moments in the first.
Yeah, no, we did. I'm not disappointed in him, as silly as it may sound. I just know how hard to try, and I can't ask more than that. And I know NRL, and better than probably most guys. I've done it for so long, and I've seen this happen through Origin periods when the Broncos would have 8 and 10 players in Origin, and we had kids up for 2 or 3 weeks, and they just fall away. Then so we're in that place. And, we've got to regroup and go again next week. Maybe we'll have some back next week. I'm not sure, but we get 10 minutes into the game and we lose our hooker for the game. He didn't come back, and Anyway, that's our lot. And as I said, we got to regroup. The captain was wonderful here. He never stopped trying. I thought he was outstanding. So he was our 6th captain.
Have you ever seen such a battered team, John?
No, never. But we can sit here and make all the excuses, I suppose, in the world, but you play with the cards you're dealt with, and unfortunately, the cards we're dealt with, all the amount of injuries that we have, and it's not ideal, but everyone will continue to turn up at training and continue to turn up in the game, and coach speaks about doing your best every week, and we'll continue to do that as best as possible. And yeah, Pete, it's not ideal, but you look at the quality we have sitting on the sideline, it's pretty handy, 1 to 13, but you get to see young kids get opportunities, which is special as well. Obviously, Tommy Fletcher made his NRL debut, which is a young kid coming through. He's big, and we love him at the club. So obviously some disappointments not seeing quality players play, but you get to see young boys get opportunities as well.
Joel, you're there, still here.
Cody Walker seemed to suggest he might be coming back before the season ends, and you get an interview Channel 9. Have you offered to get him back?
Who cares?
Yeah, that's right. Who cares? No, he's only been. Yeah, look, he's a chance. There's about 7 or 8 of them a chance of coming back before the end of the season, but we've only got 4 games to go now, so there's not much time. But anyway, we'll keep battling out. If we haven't got them, we haven't got them. So.
What do you hope to achieve for the rest of the season?
I think we've achieved a lot already. Getting young players more NRL time that they normally wouldn't get, and getting them to experience what I've just talked about. So that'll hold us in good stead for next year with our depth and our situations that will hopefully not as bad as this year, but will happen. We'll have injuries next year, and so these guys are getting invaluable experience now. So that's what we're getting out of it. And I think our game's pretty good when we can hold it together. We were pretty good there for first 20-25 minutes tonight. Yeah. We competed with them, stayed with them, got to 12-4 I think they got to, and then they got to 18-12. or 18-8 rather. You know, so there's lots of good things I'm seeing with them that we just don't put it together for 80 minutes, but we will.
I apologise if you already asked this question, but Lewis Dodd, did we encourage by what we saw at them tonight? He went down the short side to put a bomb up. He seemed to do some good things out there.
Thanks.
What did you make of it?
Oh, I think he's in that category of guys that are struggling out there a little bit. Yeah.
Wayne, what about Wayne? So cast about Reece Walsh, but it's a pretty special player, isn't it, Wayne?
Yeah, of course he is. We all know that was Reece. We all know what he brings and how he plays. And they stuck to they were pretty high with their completions tonight. They had a lot more ball than we had because they were completing well and scoring tries. And yeah, they look good. They're a quality football team. There's no doubt about that. So yeah.
We saw on the Dolphins one tonight, so that a lot of those players were part of the roster you put together over those years. So
Yeah.
But at Scouts, I mean, just correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't look like you've had the opportunity to put a stamp on what your roster looks like. Will you have more of a role in that now, Wayne, for next?
Oh, what we buy? Yeah, of course I will. Yeah, that's right. I will have more of a say in, but I didn't have a lot of say in what's there now. But I will have going forward. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
With that trail, Wayne, I mean, he probably put him on ice technically for the rest of the year. Would you want to come back and
No, he'll be back. He'll be back in the next week or two. Yep. We only did a quad, so it's it was a month, at least a month, but that's getting close to his time now. So yeah, probably the only one that won't come back is Junior and Ryan tonight. But the rest of them, I think, will get to play a game before the season's finished, at least one or two.
Is there any clarification on Humphreys and Memezelis?
Well, they were cleared to play, and one's got headaches at training yesterday, and we flew him up, but he wasn't right, so we pulled him out. And then Peter, just before the game, told the doctor and myself that he'd been experiencing some headaches in the last 24 hours, and we pulled him out as well. He was cleared to play, but we're not going to take risks with that stuff. So that put us down to 17 men. We flew Munro up last night to be in the 17. So as I said, we lost 3 players in 24 hours. Pardon? Oh, I'm not sure about that. I don't know who can win the comp right now. It's pretty tough at the top there. There's some good teams, and it is going to depend on injuries, and that's going to be the first thing. And I think the next probably 2 or 3 weeks out from the playoffs, we'll have a better idea who's going to be there. They're just starting to come together, the teams now, with the origin commitments behind them and that. So yeah, but Brisbane's got the quality players to do that. If it falls for them, make it happen.